Hi everybody, it's Peter here, your Ginger Geordie Geek. Welcome back to Triple J Comics. And today, myself and Efrain are looking at our top picks. Hi Efrain, how are you doing?
Hey, how's it going over there?
Not bad, not bad. You well?
I'm doing okay. Trying to enjoying the sunlight. It gets pretty warm right now here in San Diego. We're like about 80 degrees.
Every time we start a show, you rub that in my face. It's freezing. -2 this morning it was. Yeah, it's awful. Bloody awful. So lovely to see you as ever, Efrain. Really enjoying these videos we're doing together. And today we're looking at our monthly picks again.
Yes.
For the month of April, I believe.
Yep.
And we've both had a good look through the advanced order catalogs, and I think having looked at some of your images already and some of my images, we've got some interesting picks this week. I think I might surprise you with a few of mine. So let's just get straight into it, eh? So here we go. Monthly picks for April. Like I say, what we do each month is myself and Efrain have just a quick look at the advanced orders, and we'll pick out comics that are interesting to it. These aren't always necessarily continuing storylines. We tend to go for things that look different or potentially first issues or just things we've not seen before. So sometimes these are really just picks based on cover art and story synopsis. So Efrain, we'll kick off with you.
Okay.
We've got two interesting looking picks there. What are they?
So this first one is called Primos. Primos it's a Hispanic word. In English, it means cousins. This is from AWA. This is issue number 3. I read issue number 1 already. This is says here, the ultimate Latinx heroes of the 21st century are here. Centuries ago, 2 Mayan brothers constructed a spacecraft that sent them hurriedly into outer space. They returned to Earth, but hundreds of years later, and the Mayan brothers, they returned to Earth, and their culture and civilization was destroyed. And now the brothers are seeking revenge against the world because of what happened. But to prevent this, there's 3 descendants of their own family who have been granted powers.
All right.
To fight against them. And I've read issue number 1. It's really good so far. I really like it.
That sounds really interesting. And I have to say, I mean, we've spoken about this before, but AWA are really knocking out some tremendous comics at the moment. I think they're becoming one of my favorite publishers.
Yeah. One thing, when I order books in advance, when we were growing up, it was always Marvel.
Yeah.
And I'm always going to enjoy Marvel, but these indie books are just so good.
Yeah.
And absolutely. I really like the premise of this storyline. I mean, it's like, brings Aztecs into it, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and they come to the recent, our world now, and then of course, their civilization, like I said, is destroyed, so they're seeking revenge.
Yeah, sounds really interesting. I'll pick that one up. Blood-stained teeth. I have to say, when you sent us this image, that's a little bit of me. That I loved that straight away. So what's this one about? I've not heard of this one.
This is issue number 1. It's from Image Comics. This is here. This is by Christian Ward. Eisner Award-winning co-creator of Odyssey. And let me see, it says here, it's an ongoing series, a fast-paced 100 bullets style crime saga with fangs. So I was like, okay.
Looks good. And that cover art's stunning, isn't it? I like
it. That's what drew it to me. I looked at that page, that, cover page. I went, wow, this is different. So like I said, we're always looking for different storylines, which I like.
I like the look of that one, Efrain. I like the look of that. So, Nita Hawes' Nightmare blog. Have you been reading this?
No, but I've bought some of the books. I just haven't read it.
Yeah, this is your fault for a start that I'm reading this. This is by Image. It's written by Rodney Barnes, who is the writer of Philadelphia.
Oh, wow.
A series that Efrain got me into a little while ago and I absolutely love. So I've been buying Philadelphia in trade paperbacks, and then I spotted number 1 of this on the shelf a while ago, and it's set in the same universe, Efrain. So it's the same kinds of storylines.
Okay.
And this is basically a story of a lady who's, spoilers just in case anybody, a lady whose brother, who you see in the reflection there, died, and she still sees him as a ghost, and she starts this blog, this nightmare blog, where people can contact her to kind of report supernatural occurrences, and she investigates them. And so far the series has been absolutely amazing. The artwork is well, it's stomach churning, to be honest. It's really graphic. It's all about basically these demons coming out and kind of attacking people and things, and it's just been superb so far. So the reason I put this one on is because this is the end of the story arc. So it's kind of the conclusion of the first story. And it's just tremendous. I absolutely love it. Next one was very much for me a cover kind of grab. I remember when Batman Beyond first came out as a cartoon, before he was in print and all the rest of it. And I just loved the character. I loved the costume. I think it looks amazing. And I loved the relationship with kind of an older Bruce Wayne. Now that seems kind of old hat. That kind of future storyline's been done a lot. But back then, when Batman Beyond first came out, it felt very different, and I loved it. Now, I've not read a lot of Batman Beyond, but this issue feels like a jumping on point. So it's Neo Year One, and the synopsis, I'll read it. Neo Gotham is alive and has killed Bruce Wayne. It's rejected Terry McGinnis as Batman and offered him the chance to escape. Terry's turned it down as he is the city's protector, and now he will uphold the legacy of Batman. It just sounds tremendous. So keen to pick that one up and see what it's all about. What do you think of that costume?
I think it's an awesome looking cover. I completely skipped over DC when we were doing our top picks. But that's an awesome looking cover. I really like that. And I like covers that are virgin covers too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Excellent.
Okie dokie. So moving on to two more. And I have to say, Efrain, you know I'm a massive Thor fan. So when you sent this pick through, this would have been on my list as well. That cover is absolutely amazing. And I don't know if you know, I've done a video a while ago about it, but it's probably time I updated it. I specifically collect Hulk versus Thor covers. So I've got quite an extensive collection of all the times they've appeared fighting on a front cover. So I will definitely be getting that because it looks tremendous.
I've always loved Thor versus Hulk and Thing versus Hulk.
Yeah.
Those are just epic battles. And I love the minute I seen this cover, I'm like, whoa, okay. There's more than one cover, but this is the one that stuck out for me. And I go, I'm definitely getting this cover. I'm definitely getting this book. I think this is cover by Gary Frank.
Yeah. I looked at some of the other covers, and I have to say this is by far, in my opinion, I haven't seen like all, you know how they normally produced 150 different variants. I haven't seen all of those yet. But out of the ones I saw, this was definitely the one that jumped straight out. I think this is the one I'll be going for.
I'm gonna send a message to I get my comic books from Gmart. I'm gonna send them a message if there's gonna be a virgin copy of this book.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see. That'd be awesome. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Banner of War. I mean, I was like, that's a good title. So that's why I picked this one. The next one that I picked, it's called Alice Ever After. This is from, let me see, who's this from? Boom Studios. Let me see. It's Return to Wonderland in this twisted sequel by superstar artist and writer Dan Panosian. This is Alice first visited Wonderland as a child. Now an adult, it's her only escape from a cold, strange reality that she finds herself living in. So there's a cover. I don't think this is the cover, but there's a cover by I always say my favorite artist, but Jenny Frison has a cover for this. I don't think this is her cover though. I want to see what she has for this cover. So this is a very interesting book, Alice in Wonderland. So I'm curious to see, she's grown up, so to speak, and she's going back to Wonderland and see how it goes.
I don't think that's a Frison cover, is it? It doesn't look like, but it's a beautiful cover, that one. And I have to say, I do enjoy these kind of revisiting of fairy tales and stories that you know. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that looks interesting as well. I'll be picking that one up. Excellent. Two more very good picks there. So I went for these two. Again, don't know much about it, but this is the Image 30-year anthology. So it's number 1 of 12. So every month they're going to produce this. And this is because obviously it's Image's 30th anniversary this year. So 30 years of Image. Now, Efrain, I'm going to say something quite rude to you here, and please don't be offended. But me and you are a little bit old, I think it's fair to say. Do you remember that year 1 of Image? Do you remember rushing out and buying Youngblood? Because I do.
Oh, I do. I was just thinking of that. One of the first years that I went to Comic-Con, Image was there, and they were like the rock stars. You could just feel the buzz when they were all around there. Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, and everybody else, Wills Portacio. I mean, their booth was just like crowded.
Yeah.
And I was in it all the way, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Long time ago now, that 30 years. Wow. So this is basically a monthly book, and I like the idea of it because it's a whole host of writers, a whole host of artists, each doing little mini stories, like little bite-sized kind of homages, or just paying a bit of respect to the 30-year history of Image, I guess.
Yeah.
And I quite like that kind of storytelling. So I'm looking forward to that. This next one, I know nothing about. I saw the cover and thought it looked amazing. Again, it's an Image book. Picked a lot of Image books this month.
Yeah.
This is A Town Called Terra. I liked the cover, and then I saw it was written by Steve Niles, who's the guy who did 30 Days of Night.
Okay.
And I love that series, that original series. Have you read that one?
No.
Oh, Efrain. So again, tremendous comic series. The movie's not bad either, but this is basically about in forgive us, I don't know if it's Nebraska or somewhere. This is based on fact that in one part of the world, they have like a 30-day night cycle where the sun doesn't rise.
Yes.
So obviously that's ideal grounds for vampires. So all these vampires move into this town for 30 days and just wipe out everybody. It's a tremendous comic. So this one piqued my interest because it's by Steve Niles and I like the cover. And the synopsis says, Henry West is brutally kidnapped in the middle of the night while his wife Julia watches, terrified. Henry awakens to the reality of his whereabouts, but Julie, with no evidence of the phantom crime, is unable to get help to search for him. It just sounds interesting and creepy. So I'll pick that one up because I do like my horror comics. I'll pick that one up and see what that's all about, I think.
Nice. I like the picture. I like the background or those evil eyes looking over the town. Dang, man.
Do you like horror comics, Efrain?
Oh, yes. I love horror and mystery books, that gives you suspense. I'm a big fan of Stephen King books.
Yeah.
I love horror books, but I can't, when it ends like in a cliffhanger, like one of the issues, I went, dang it, I got to wait a month to read the next one.
Tremendous. I love a horror book. And particularly over the last year or so, I've started to read an awful lot of horror. So, now that's a nice cover. Yeah.
So that's David Nakayama. It's Red Sonja, I believe, issue number 1. This is the Virgin copy. I was like, dang it. I knew this cover was coming out. So there's a print cover, like about $3 or $4. This one's more expensive. It's like over $50, I believe. But I just like this cover a lot, so I think I may get this one.
That's stunning. It's stunning artwork, and actually, it was really interesting because you sent me that image whenever you sent it. And when literally as it came through on my phone, I'd just bought the first appearance of Red Sonja on eBay. So I'll have to get that one to go by its side.
Yeah.
So my pick is pure nostalgia. It's an IDW book, issue number 1 of The Rocketeer. I've never read any Rocketeer, but I've got very fond memories of the movie.
Oh, yep.
Love the film. And I love that costume. I just think he looks amazing. So I've never read any Rocketeer. I've got his first appearance, 2 copies of that, but I'll pick that one up, I think, just to have a bit of a read and see what it's all about. And again, that to me is just a classic looking costume. I love it.
Yeah.
So I'll be getting that.
It was a great movie. I remember that movie fondly. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed that movie. But I've never read a Rocketeer book either.
No.
No.
No, I don't know how. I mean, this will be really kind of disrespectful to the writers, I guess. I don't know how much you can write about him because he's not. Sounds awful to say it. He's literally a guy with a rocket on his back, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? There's not much, really. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see what this is about. I'll be looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So that's what picks for April 2022. But as we usually do, we've also picked a book each that's coming out next week. On Comic Book Day next Wednesday. So that date will be the 16th of February.
Yes.
So these are two releases that are out on the 16th. And we've both picked some interesting books, Efrain.
Yeah,
So,
mine is says here it's a Black Caravan imprint, but they're not the publishers of this book. I forgot who the publisher is. But they basically, this is Rad Wraith is the story of a young skateboarder named Grom who falls victims to a prank gone wrong and dies at the bottom of a half pipe. What his killers don't know is that this half pipe was built on a cursed land, and now that curse is coming for them. So
interesting.
Yeah, even the skateboard. Look at it. There's like a demon underneath the skateboard or something. The skateboard is a demon.
Yeah. My book is by Source Point Press, Cover of Darkness #2. Now, when I was looking at the releases for next week, there were tons of books that I could have put up here to say I was buying, that I've been reading and all the rest of it. But then I just saw that cover and I thought, wow, that looks interesting. So I looked at the synopsis, and this is the literal synopsis, Efrain, to how they sell this book. It says, a gorilla fights a freaking werewolf. That's about it, really.
That's it.
It does say a mummified Egyptian pharaoh seeks revenge on his generals. But I had me at that first line. I have to say, King Kong versus werewolves, it looks mint. So again, I like that kind of stuff. I will be picking that up and having a read of that and see what that's all about.
Nice.
So that's what picks. I do hope there's some stuff in there that people are interested in. It might give some people some ideas of different things that they might want to pick up and read. We'll kind of start to round it off there. Just to mention a couple of things before we go. Myself, Efrain, and the attention-seeking geek, Ben, are going to be continuing on our top 5 range. So those videos go out monthly on one of our pages, one of our YouTube pages. And this month, we're looking at robots, and there's some real interesting selections in there. So please check out that video. We've also got a Costly Keys video, which we featured a little while ago. So go back and check that one out. That one's focusing on the X-Men. And we've also got a one coming out shortly, which is going to focus on the Avengers.
Yep.
So that's going to be really interesting as well. Okie dokie. Efrain, anything coming up on your channel you want to mention or talk about?
Let me see. No, I'm just going to do a couple of more shout outs on my YouTube channel and do some unboxings. I bought this one statue. It was a total FOMO, fear of missing out. I'm looking at it, I'm going, why did I buy this? It's like, I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe I bought this, but it's a very popular meme in comic books. And once you see it, I'll talk to you about it afterwards. I'll tell you what it is in advance.
I think I might know. And if it's what I think it is, oh, Efrain. Be interested to see that. I've gone down, and it's all Ben, the attention-seeking geek, and Luke from Hydro Collectibles' fault. I've gone down the hot toy route. So I've avoided hot toys for a long time because, let's be honest, Efrain, they're just dolls. And they're a lot of money. So then I bought one and I just loved it. So now I'm within, what are we now, February? Within a month, I've got 8 of these things. So yeah, I've gone down that route. So I'm putting out some videos about hot toys. Also, depending on when this video goes out, just to mention, I'm very close to 500 subscribers. So please like and subscribe. And we do have a giveaway for my 500 subscribers. I'm giving away a Punchline set of 3 books, first appearance of Punchline.
Nice.
Okie dokie. Well, thank you very much for joining us once again, Efrain. Always enjoy our videos together and look forward to the next one.
Yeah, until next time, everybody.
Bye now.
Bye.